Hi, I'm Thomas Moore, and today I'll be presenting to you global etiquette. Um, the, I'll be giving you the difference between etiquettes within a couple of countries. Um, it start from the way they're introduced to the way you conduct business with them, the way they react to certain things. I'll be discussing all that in this presentation. First, we'll start with China. In China, you may nod or bow instead of shaking hands. Although shaking hands is becoming increasingly common. So, you come to China, you introduce yourself, you bow. But now, since we're doing a lot of business with them, they're starting to get used to shaking hands with Westerners. You use the name and title of the Chinese host or colleague until they give you permission to use their real name. The Chinese dislike being touched by strangers. Do not touch, lock arms, backslap, hugs, or make any body contact. They don't like being touched, especially if they don't know you. Punctuality is important for foreign business people. Being late is rude and meetings always start on time. Seating is very important at a meeting. The host sits to the left of the most important guest. So if the person who invited you to this business meeting sits to the left of someone, then they are very important and you need to take aware of that. Dining is usually is used to pro positions without any formal commitment, which means they're gonna see who you are before they do business with you. And business is not discussed during meals. Meals are a vehicle for indirect business references, which means they're just gonna talk about everything else to see who you are. During this business dinner, dining, slurping soups and belching are acceptable. But when you're picking your teeth with a toothpick, cover your mouth. You put bone seeds and anything else on the table, never in your rice bowl. Conservative, simple, modest clothing should be worn. Nothing flashy or over fashionable. I like it simple, straight to the point. Don't give them too much extra stuff. They really don't like that. Moving on into Japan. A handshake is appropriate upon meeting. So, like in US, you shake hand. The Japanese shake hand is a limp and with little or no eye contact. So they will not look you in your eye and it won't be a firm handshake that you're used to in America. Nodding is very unimportant. Not unimportant, I'm sorry. Nodding is very important. When you're listening to someone of the Japanese culture speak, especially in English, you should nod to show that you're listening and understanding the speaker. That gives them the clues and the things that they need to know that you're listening and you're continuing to listen, and while you're nodding every second or something like that, or every so often while they're speaking, they know that you are paying attention and you're not just looking off or venturing off to somewhere else. When you're calling to get attention from someone of the Japanese culture, do not use your finger like this. Um, Japanese extend their right arm out in front and bend their wrist down and wave their fingers like that. Do not beckon older people. Do not call an older Japanese person to you. You approach them and get what you need. Japanese may exchange business cards even before they shake hands or bow. Be certain your business card clearly states your rank, because this will determine who your negotiate counterpart should be. So if you're a senior business executive, you'll be talking to a senior business executive in Japanese culture. If you're a junior business executive, then you'll be talking to a junior business executive in the Japanese culture. They will not have a junior and a senior ever in the same room. It takes several meetings to develop a contract with the Japanese culture. It takes time. When the time comes, be content to close a deal with a handshake. Leave the signing of written contract to later meetings. In Japanese culture, the deal is closed with a handshake, as most things are done. But you don't beckon them to sign a contract right then and there, because you may lose that contract. They might not sign it because you are jumping the gun. They are really patient people. They like things to be done at their time, and it's real. It'll get real frustrating for an American to do business with a Japanese with a person from a Japanese culture because they move at a slower rate than what we used to. We're used to now. Let's do it now. Let's do it now. When it comes to entertainment, restaurant entertainment is crucial to business. A person is judged by his or her behavior during and after business hours. Seldom a business deal completed without seldom is a business deal completed without dinner at a restaurant. They want to know how you act outside of the workplace. An empty glass is the equivalent of asking another drink for another drink. Keep your glass at least half full if you do not want more. If a Japanese person attempts to pour more drink and you do not want it, you put your hand over your glass or fill it with water if necessary. Dress as modern and conservative. The Japanese dress well at all times. Dress smart for parties, even though invitation may say casual or come as you are. You always want to be well dressed at all times, even though they say come as you are. You don't want to show up in gym shorts or in a t-shirt if it says come as you are. You want to go home, get your slacks, your dress shoes, your dress shirt, and put that on to make sure you are ready at all times. Move along to business in South Korea. The bow is a traditional Korean greeting. Although it is often accompanied by a handshake among men, to show respect when handshaking, you support your right arm, forearm with your left hand, so it looks similar to like this. You shake hands like that. It is considered impolite to address a Korean by his or her given name. You address them with their professional titles until they invite you by your host, unless they invite you to use their real name. Koreans consider it a personal violation to be touched by someone who is not a relative or close friend. Avoid touching or patting on the back by slapping the back of a Korean like we do back here in the States. Is that we like, hey, how you doing, bud? Please do not do that over there. That is so disrespectful, and the business deal might not come to fruition if you rub them the wrong way from the initial contact. Always pass and receive objects with your right hand supported by the left hand at the wrist or forearms, or with two hands. Never with one hand, and never without the left hand supporting the right hand. Essentially, Koreans expect Westerners to be punctual for social occasions and business meetings. If you'll be late, call if there's a delay. However, you must keep waiting up. You maybe kept waiting up to a half hour. This is not a sign of disrespect, but it reflects the pressure of time on Korean executives. And the time is very valuable, so they take it very personal when you're late. The first meeting is to establish trust. So business should not be discussed. Be formal in meetings until the Korean delegation loosens up. So until you see them getting more comfortable with you, then you may want to loosen up a little bit. But until then, it's all strictly let's handle business like we should be handling business. Until they loosen up, then you could find small talk here and there. Sharing the dinner is vital to building a relationship that fosters trust. Your business success is directly related to your social relationships. So in South Korea, you will never do business in South Korea until you develop a great social relationship. Not a business relationship, a social relationship. So taking them out, having fun with them, doing things that are not of the business realm will increase your business relationship. Koreans do not like to talk a lot during dinner. Periods of silence are common and appreciated at dinner. The meal usually comes before socializing at a dinner party. They love to just enjoy their food and in silence. So if it ever get an awkward silence inside of a South Korean business deal, then that is okay. You're not doing anything wrong. They're enjoying the meal, and you're doing everything that is possible to, enjoy yourself. And then socializing come after that. Koreans dress well. You should dress accordingly to show the respect for them. A formal suit and tie is always appropriate. Koreans dress up for city activity, especially in Seoul. Moving along to the United States. In Expected in some business situations, Americans do not shake hands at social events. Instead, they may greet you with a casual hello or how are you, or even hi. We don't always shake hands in America. In larger groups, many may not even greet you at all. In social situations, Americans rarely shake hands upon leaving. We don't shake hands to leave. Rarely, if we do. If we do, we'll try to really impress you. Keep your distance when conversating. If an American feels you're standing too close, he or she may step back without even thinking about it. We have our personal bubble. We like our personal space. We are known as Americans are known as backslappers. They give a light slap on the back to show friendship, which us as Americans should realize that a lot of foreign businessmen do not like to be touched. So we have to avoid our common way of showing friendship, and that's that pat on the back. Americans are often uncomfortable with silence. Silence is avoidable in social or business meetings. We get paranoid when it's silent. Like we feel like it's some noise needs to be happening and something needs to be said, and so we don't like it being quiet. Americans conduct business over breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Some socializing may start off the meal, but often the conversation will revolve around business. So we'll start off with a little talk here and there, but at the end of the day, we're really trying to handle business, and that's the whole point of the meal. Um, we should, when you dress, you should dress nice. You know, your socks should match your suits. I shouldn't see a leg between the pant hem and your shoe, and you remove your hats when indoors. Fellas, take off your hats.